something happened, and you think it was that. And and they're reliable, whatever, you call hospital, 99 out of 100 times, they're gonna say, well, you gotta bring them in.
Yep.
Where do we stand on that? I get that medical control, on medical control stand, but for battery, are we now?
So
are we
no,
still
you're not
liable?
getting charged with kidnapping, you're not getting charged with battery, you're not getting charged with assault. You operate under the auspices of the project medical director's medical license. He's your boss, or she's your boss.
Mhm.
They tell you have to do something, then you have to do your own kind of assessment. So I'll give you an example. And the guy with the arm dangling, or the starring in the window,
Yeah.
then through the police and through you, you try to coax that person into the ambulance. You don't tackle them, you don't drag them, because you're not trained to do that, right? Police are trained to restrain people. Police officers have the tools to restrain people. You are not trained on how to restrain people. And then it becomes a scene safety issue, right? You get into a physical battle with this person, goes to scene safety. And if you feel that your safety is in jeopardy, you can step back from that. And I think you tell medical control, he's now becoming combative. I cannot control the scene, we're stepping back because it's not safe, the police are gonna have to deal with it, right? In those situations, I assume, maybe I'm wrong, you have a halfway decent working relationship with the police department? So I assume they would help coax people along where either you ride in the ambulance, you ride in the police car, going one place or the other, things along that line. Where I see the real problems arise in those situations are the people that have been drinking alcohol. So you get calls sometimes where a family member calls the police department and says, hey, I haven't been able to reach my uncle, and I'm worried about him, we go check on him. Well, he's sitting in his apartment drinking his 12-pack of beer, watching the Cubs or the Sox, drunk on his ass, sitting on his couch, not doing anything wrong. Now, you know what's gonna happen, right? The police are gonna call you, because they don't wanna make that decision that because this guy's drinking alcohol that he's okay. Then you go in. Do you have to get a refusal in that situation?
He may not be the, I mean, it's a
another-
career.
you can't
It's
go
another-
question.
I mean, it depends on what we do.
He's drunk.
I mean, just
Clearly
drop it. If we
intoxicated.
just have a conversation with him, hey, what's up, what you doing, you know, we get his level of consciousness, his, you know, his decision-making ability, we don't do vitals, we don't do anything like that. I'm not,
It's an assessment.
But we're not putting hands on them though.
yeah, but like Chief just said, I physically did not touch him, all I did was have a conversation with him, so if I didn't physically touch him,
So do you need a refusal in that case then?
PD mayor only.
What is it?
PD matter only.
Drunk, you're in your own house. Hey, have a good
Okay.
I
time.
mean, that's the thing,
It's
police,
not
and
crime to be drunk in your
that's the
house.
greatest area, I hate these calls, because PD calls us all the freaking time for these, at 3 o'clock in the morning, it's like, what, you've never been drunk, you've never been shit-faced at your house, like, leave the guy alone, let him just enjoy his beer.
I agree. I agree with that's the answer, but
That's,
what about those situations where the guy says, all right, you can check my pulse and my blood pressure, and I'm good, but I still ain't going.
then if we're physically touching him and doing things, then yes, then we're getting a refusal.
So, but how drunk is too drunk to sign?
Did
And
he
you
ask
know
all
if you call
my
the hospital,
questions?
what are they gonna tell you?
It's gotta be transported.
Now, you also know how you spin it, what the hospital on the phone dictates the response, right? And let's be honest. You said, well, yeah, the guy downed at least a 12-pack of beer, he's hammered on his couch. They're gonna tell you to bring it in, right? You go, hey, the guy's watching a Cubs game, had a few beers, it's fine, answered all the questions appropriately, no problem, everything checks out fine.
And they always say, well, I'll
What's
clear
his
it
blood
as
sugar?
long as they're decisional. If you think it's decisional, it's like, Jesus Christ, I don't know, magic wand, yeah, the
Yeah.
guy's talking to me, I think he's like.
Well, I assume you think it's decisional because you wanna accept the refusal, right?
He's decision.
If it gets to a point where I need to call the hospital, then I'm doing a refusal on the guy.
So going back to at least what you guys approach it, is if you don't put hands on him, you just have a conversation with the drunk guy in his house, you don't need a refusal, that's just gonna be a no patient in essence. What do you put down in the firehouse report?
Check the well-being. See,
For medical necessity.
Okay? You do vitals and you get the refusal. What about if he's in police custody?
Who called though? He didn't call.
He's at, let's say he's at the jail and they call you over to the police station.
He still makes his own decisions, the cops will make him decision for
Yeah,
him.
but most, 9 times out of 10 of the cops are saying, hey, they're gonna check you out with a quick little new vitals, and they're like, okay.
Well, say you check him out and something ain't right, and he said, who can make him go to the hospital, the police or can the patient stay
Isn't
home?
the PD's decision at that point?
It is, because the PD has custody of them.
They can take him to the county jail, they're not gonna tell us to load him up in the ambulance. If he refuses, then we just.
They might, I mean, if they did, technically that would be, you'd have to take them.
We've had it happen where they have dragged people into our ambulance, so, I mean.
Yes.
That's a good 30-minute drive for us, they hate us now too, so that's great.
So, yeah, because they gotta follow you, right? Or ride with you, one of the
If he's
two.
arrested, then yeah, the cops are coming with him.
So here's the story with refusals. So refusals, there's no easy answer, because you gotta exercise your absolute judgment of whether that person is decisional if you're accepting a refusal. And that's gotta be based on your interactions with that person. Yes, sir.
Sorry, you can finish your
No,
statement.
go ahead.
Something to see.
Since we're on the topic of alcohol and intoxicated patients, so if they're not decisional and we are taking a patient due to alcohol, how can, in our report, we have to have a patient sign. So how can we have a patient sign a report saying he's acknowledging everything we did when he wasn't able to acknowledge himself to go to the hospital?
I would just put unable to sign, or refuse to sign.
But we're told to have a patient sign them.
But if,
That's what you want, unable to sign.
if you can't, just have a witness and you put in.
And then we'll sign
the
it in.
falls
That's what the Medicare or
Yeah.
the insurance stuff and all that, yeah. Unable to sign due to intoxication, if you wanna put it down. I mean, or if they wanna sign it, have them sign it, because I get it's a trick bag. He's not able to refuse treatment, but he's able to acknowledge what you did. I'd probably put it down as unable to sign, but,
Do we write that in the signature box as well? I know
Yeah.
it sounds, okay,
Yeah,
we
yeah.
write that in the signature box,
Yeah,
unable
unable
to
to
sign,
sign,
and
yeah.
they won't think, because that's.
because you aren't having cardiac patients sign it, are you? Or you're doing CPR on? What do you do with
No,
those?
it's a good, it's a good.
We put the pen in their hand and we just.
Nice touch, I like that.
Yeah,
That's
if
creative.
they're dead, you just, I'm hard.
No, seriously, what do you do on the people that can't sign?
Unable to
Unable to
sign.
sign, it should have enough signatures.
Okay, whoever, I mean, you know, that's no sign of that, I don't care, somebody, but, so, on a refusal, you have to exercise your discretion, your judgment, as a medical provider, that the person that you are accepting a refusal from knowingly, voluntarily, and intelligently, to their level, understand that they're refusing the services that you want them to get, which means basically getting in my ambulance and me taking you to the hospital in its broadest sense. You then need to document that situation, your interaction, what you saw, what you did. If you did the vitals, fine. If you didn't, you put hands on them, but let's say you helped them up off the floor after they slid off the chair or the toilet. You accept the refusal. Now, what if you go back a second time that day and the person again slid off the toilet or the chair?
They're
What
going.
about the sixth?
Whatever the number is, when does it go from I'm not accepting a refusal to, because it may still be decisional, right? When, why, just because they're a certain number, is that because you're sick of going, that you're making them go to the hospital?
Are they really decisional though?
Technically, you still can't walk.
It's still decisional every time we go there to pick her up off the floor.
Right.
I mean, she's just gonna keep saying no.
Right.
I'm gonna say her because it's her.
Right.
We all know, everybody
We
knows.
all know what's going on.
Is she really decisional though?
No, she's not, but
Clearly she is.
Right, so she's not decisional, are you dragging her out to the ambulance?
We want to. We have.
Okay.
I like how this went for one version.
So,
Your toughest call here.
every department has them. So, what I will tell you though, since we're on that topic, is your frequent flyers, those are the ones you really can't let your guard down on. Because you get used to going and going, it's just her again, it's just her again, it's just her again. And then that one time where it's just her again, you kind of treat it like it's just her again. There's something serious going on, they end up really messed up or dead. So, I know you can hope, but that gets you bad juju, you can't say that out loud. So, but my point is, in that situation, is you gotta treat it, even though you're like, oh, here we go again. As best as you can, you gotta treat it like it's the first time you were there, and do like you do because you've never seen that patient before. Because you don't know what you're gonna encounter, even though you probably are right what you're gonna encounter, but you don't know for sure. Alright? Refusals, can minors refuse?
no.
Some can.
Only if they're pregnant or emancipated, females do. But then once they give birth, they cannot refuse anymore, but they can refuse for their child. That doesn't make any sense, don't ask me, but that's the law.
So,
A minor while pregnant can refuse for themselves. Once they give birth, they cannot refuse for themselves, they can refuse for their child.
but the father can't refuse for the child. Is that correct?
Well, if they're married, the
Well,
father,
yeah, if they're not married, and
the question,
Let me see your marriage.
probably not. I mean, it depends on the parenting situation, if they're joint in custody, then yes, if one's a parental parent, one's not the parental parent, it's a little murkier there. You know what I mean?
But dad's the adult
Right, but
on scene.
When in doubt, transport, let me just put it that way, I'd rather defend you because you transported somebody than accept a refusal when somebody dies. I mean, to be honest with you, that, a jury's really not gonna get mad at you, you took somebody to the hospital and saved their life versus you left them there and they died, right? I've had that case, we've been sued for making somebody against their will go to the hospital, and we found out they had taken a bunch of pills, even though they denied it, and if we hadn't taken them, they would've died. I was happy to defend that case, because nobody, the judge didn't even look at me, really? They saved their life, you're suing them for saving their life? So I mean, well, they don't make it too easy, they got kids in college, man, we gotta, not too easy. So a minor cannot, generally speaking. What about where you have the carpool situation? Mom is driving her kids, got the little kid, another kid with her, they get in an accident, she refused for herself, right? Can she refuse for her kid? Can she refuse for little Johnny who's riding with her? So what do you do with little Johnny?
Transport, call the mom.
Well, if we call the mom and we ask the mom, hey, can this other adult driver
Okay?
be in charge or take care of, you know, sign off
How do you
on?
know it's mom?
So we got the number from the kid.
What was the kid's for? He doesn't know his mom's cell
No,
phone?
he knows his mom's cell phone.
He has his own.
2-year-olds know how to operate smartphones nowadays. I'll take his word for it.
Okay? What do you do to verify that it's mom?
Social security number.
He knows that too? It's on a smartphone? So, the answer to your question is, obviously, I would ask the kid himself, obviously his name, where he lives, his birthday, right? Just some simple stuff that most kids should know fairly early on in their lives. And if, you know, if he's with this person, you got that person, they're riding what's name, right? So you get the number, you call the number, hi, my name's whatever. There was a minor accident, he's not injured, we see no sign of injury, do you want us to take him to the hospital? And the person says no. You say, well, can you tell me his address, his date of birth, right? Get some verification. In your report, if you accept the refusal, and she gives you permission for that other woman to sign, you should put in the report the number you dialed, who the person identified themselves as, that they were able to answer the following questions accurately to match little Johnny's information. Because we've had situations in twice where there was a child abduction issue, and there was an accident, and you weren't really calling mom, you were calling the guy who was taking the kid to auntie, kind of thing, and so it's hard, but I'm all right with that.
The only exception is like bus accidents where there's
Yeah, the math.
represented like literally.
Right, the school, because they're like, in essence, parents. When you, in local parente, there you go, a little Latin for you today, you can take that with you.
There it is.
So the answer is, if you get talk to mom, just document the number you dialed, who you spoke to, and the information they gave you to help verify that she is in fact Johnny's mom or dad.
What if they're with like a grandparent and that parents are out of the country or something?
I would probably, if you were to ask me, is it okay to accept that? Probably yes. I probably would. If they're a blood relative, I probably would if the parents were out of the country.
Technically, they should have it written out though.
Yeah, but how many people do that, right? Even if you're out of state, if you think about, you know, around an airline, so I probably would be okay with that. I'd be comfortable with that. Other questions? All right, let's go to a couple reports on frequent flyers and I'll get you out of here. Well, that's later in the talk. Better move along. Don't want to run her up lunch, right?
He's buying lunch.
All right, is this our lady? Because refusals times are important too, right? Because part of the process is you have to gather enough information to decide whether they're able to refuse, and then you have to explain enough information to them so that they know what the risks are of refusing. So there's got to be enough time with the patient to get all that done. And one of the things I would tell you is, if a patient that wants to refuse was in a minor accident and is in the car, get them out the car. Because you want to see them ambulate and make sure there isn't something going on. All right? Yeah, I'm happy to accept the refusal. Just come on over to the ambulance. I'll have you sign it over here. So you can see them get in the car and make sure there isn't something going on. All right. Yeah, they were quick. This is 1 minute. Maybe they showed up at the station. You never know. Just really quick. 73-year-old female with a single episode. Upon arrival, patient was found supine on the floor by the checkout register. This is a lady, right?
No.
No, different one?
Different.
Ours, she doesn't leave the home much.
Patient presented 8:04, last up home
That's it.
scale 15, not any pain. Taxi driver, which she used to get to the store, was able to catch the patient when she collapsed and was brought to the ground in a controlled motion. According to bystanders, what standards? What are bystanders? Oh.
High standards for.
Hey, pay
Patient
attention.
didn't hit head. Patient placed on cot, secured and wheeled to the ambulance, blood glucose 93, vital signs assessed within normal limits. According to patient, this has happened in the past because she's been standing for too long. Called to Condell, refusal documented, patient signed refusal, and a report. Alright. You did a patient assessment, one attempt, success, yes. Oh, the big one? You did one set of vitals. She was 120/82. Is that normal range? Okay. She had pulse of 84, respiration 16, SpO2 97. Everything good there?
All within normal
Okay.
limits.